Mark Bouris, thank you very much for joining me on In This Together episode. How are you?
I'm good, mate. Good to see you too, Dino. All the way. Are you over in West Australia now today?
I'm in Brisbane today.
Brisbane today. Okay. Yeah, but very nice. I'm going good. I'm worried about everybody and how it's affecting the economy and everybody else. But to some extent, it's sort of exciting to me as well.
Well, Mark, I don't think I need to introduce you. I think a hell of a lot of people know you. You've obviously supported me through the Broker Day for the last 4 years. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can do something this year, given what's happening in the environment that we're living in. But just a very brief summary. So, Executive Chairman YBR, you're Chairman of the Mentored with Mark Bouris, where your passion to assist the small and medium businesses across Australia through a digital means is where you're sitting in the moment. Did I miss anything out there, Mark?
Not really. I mean, I guess there's a thousand things I'd like to be known for, but there's two of them. Probably right now, what I want to be known for is I'm like every Australian, trying to do my best to make sure my business does well and all the people around me can survive and hopefully where I can give back to Australia so that Australia can do well and get through all this shit.
Agree. Well, on that note, I just have a couple of questions that we'd love to get your feedback on, and I'm sure it's going to benefit many people going. So the first one's obviously about brokers, given your YBR connection. So given the current environment that we're seeing and the non-face-to-face interaction or the minimal face-to-face interaction, do you think this is an opportune time for brokers to highlight what they're doing in the market, or is it a disadvantage to them?
I still think borrowers need to use a broker. So the borrowers still need an intermediary for all the reasons they've always needed an intermediary, and that is I need someone to tell me based on my circumstances, which lender suits me. I think that's really important, as opposed to me going to my transactional bank and trying to do a deal with that particular transactional bank and finding out that for some reason their appetite is not around any longer, doesn't exist any longer for investment properties or under-occupied properties or anything over 90% LVR, whatever the case may be, and therefore I end up stuffing up my my credit rating and/or my credit scoring. So we do need brokers. That's one. Two, it's always better to do face-to-face. I mean, I'd rather be talking to you face-to-face than doing it this way because I just think there's a better connection. But nonetheless, I can't do face-to-face if I'm a broker today. So and maybe I can. Maybe if I sit someone 3 meters away from me, as long as I got 4 square meters by 2 people, that's 8 square meters in my shop, etc. But that might be a bit difficult to achieve. So I think this is a great opportunity for brokers to use digital environments to or remind their customers and or any new customers about the digital environment that they have that allows them to do business with their broker and therefore through the broker to the bank. So, I mean, we use at Yellow Brick Road and Val, we have one called Sales Tracker, which allows us to book appointments and also to record the conversation. Not too dissimilar from what you and I are using right now, and we can record the conversation. And having a record of the conversation, funnily enough, instead of taking notes, is actually quite good. It's, in some respects, it's better than taking notes because you can't move away from what you see and what you hear. So it's recorded; it's there forever. So to some, and equally, the customer can listen back to it too, so they can then take it to their family members or whatever it is, or they just want to remind themselves of something. So I think digital environments actually offer something that face-to-face environments don't offer. Nothing beats face-to-face, but still, if I'm looking from the positive point of view, I would say to brokers, make sure you have a digital platform, whether it's using Zoom like this, try and record it, make sure you tell your customer base about it. And I think at this point in our life cycle, in business that is, we need to make sure we get in contact with every single customer we have. I don't care if you've got 3,000 customers, ring them all, text them all, email them all, try and do it individually. If you've got no business at the moment, for whatever the reason is, contact them and say, just ring up Dino to see how you're going. Even if you leave a message, it's very heartening to see that message on your phone. Or you ring and say, that's nice, Dino. Look for them and reply. Look, thanks very much, Mark, for asking me how I feel. This is a great opportunity to build your brand with your customers.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Going on to that, we know brokers are 90% of them are small business owners. Small businesses are adapting now. We're seeing restaurants moving into takeaway, jumping on the delivery services, all of that. What's a very, I suppose, general tip that you could give for an SME owner given the current environment? What should they be doing now? Okay, so that was my part 1 discussion with Mark Bouris on In This Together. Stay tuned. Part 2 of our chat's going to be released in a couple of days, and it's an absolute cracker because Mark shares his thoughts as well as his knowledge on what small and medium businesses should be doing now given the current environment. And I also ask Mark what's his most favourite thing to do at home, given we're all spending a lot more time under our own roofs. Guys, stay tuned. Part 2 out in a couple of days. Thank you. Stay strong. See you then.